Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming. Just a minute here, what it is happening here. Just give me a few minutes. There is a little problem here to sort out this here. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming. What it is happening here? Good morning. There was a little problem with the Facebook. The image was coming differently, so I had to change it. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairava Tantra. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming from our studios in Trinidad, and you are connected to from wherever you are. See all spaces as if already absorbed in your own head. Spaces, whatsoever space you see, that these are all absorbed already in your head. This is an in the brilliance. See, close your eyes for this technique, because you are visualizing that all the space are already absorbed in your head in their brilliance. What to do then? Close your eyes and feel as if whole space is absorbed in your head. And it will be difficult in the beginning, but once you try, you will always be able to feel it. It is one of the advanced techniques, so it will be good to proceed towards it in certain steps. Do one thing at a time. If you want to do this technique, start in certain steps. The first step is, while going to sleep, when you are ready to sleep, lie down on your bed, close your eyes, and feel where your feet are on the bed. You may be 6 feet tall, you may be 5 feet tall. That is simply a demarcation. Then just imagine one thing. You have become 6 inches longer. 6 inches longer. Your thought has lengthened. It has become 6 inches more. 6 inches more. Just with closed eyes, feel that your height has increased in imagination. Feel that your height has become 6 inches more. Depending, doesn't matter what is your normal height. 5 feet, 6 feet, 4 feet, whatsoever it is. This is the first step. Feel within with closed eyes that your length has been increased, height has been increased by 6 inches. Then the second step, feel your head, where it is. Just inside you are feeling where your head is. Then feel that your head has also become 6 inches bigger. First you are doing with the feet, that it has increased in height or length by 6 inches. Now the second step, with closed eyes, lying on the bed, feel that your head has become 6 inches bigger, larger. When you can feel this, everything will be easy. Then you can make it more. You can feel you have become 12 feet all, or you have filled the whole room. You have expanded. You have become the whole expanse of the room. Now you're in imagination. You are touching the walls. You have filled the whole room, and in that you can touch the walls. Then by a step, feel that the whole house has come within you. You are going step by step in the process. First, feel that your height has increased by 6 inches. Then your head has become 6 inches larger. Then you have expanded throughout the whole room, and you are touching the walls. Then the whole house has been encompassed within you. If you can feel that you are not the foot, you are 5 foot 6 inches. You are not 5 feet or 6 feet, instead 6 inches more. Then nothing will be difficult. This technique will be easy. For 3 days, go on doing this. For 3 days more again. Feel now you have filled the whole room. You have become the expanse of the entire room. It is just a training of imagination. You have allowed the imagination to grow unconsciously. Now you are allowing the imagination to grow consciously. First you feel that you have become 6 inches taller. So feet has expanded. Now head has become 6 inches larger than what it was. Then you have expanded to the whole room. Now the whole house is within you. This is the process of imagination. See all spaces as if they are already absorbed in your head in the brilliance. Then close your eyes and feel the whole sky. The whole space is absorbed in your head. First you are training yourself how to change your imagination. When the imagination has been capable of imagining, then you are feeling that the entire space, the sky, has been absorbed in you. The whole space is absorbed in you. The moment you can feel this, what will happen? Mind will disappear. Mind will disappear because mind needs a narrow space, and you have expanded into a vast space. Sometimes it does happen during the state of meditation. The seekers feel that I am expanding, and has expanded, that I am absorbed in the whole entire space. Now you are doing the reverse. You are allowing this space to be absorbed within you. The moment you feel this, mind will disappear, because mind needs a very narrow space. With such vastness, the mind cannot exist, because mind cannot absorb that space. Mind cannot absorb the entire sky, the space that is surrounding. And in such vastness, mind is impossible to remain. Mind can only be narrow, limited, within narrow boundaries. This is how your mind is. Mind can think only within the narrow boundaries. Me, my wife, my family, my children, my friends. Nothing, the mind has not become cosmic. That is why your identity is very limited. When your identity expands to the entire cosmos, that thinking of this is mine, that is mine, this is the thinking of the narrow-minded people. I am nija paroveti, garna laguchetsam. This is the thinking of the narrow-minded people. Udar charitanam tu vasudhaiva kutumbakam. For those who are broad-minded, who are open, the mind has become the entire space. Then the entire earth becomes their space, their family. So this technique is good for that purpose. This particular sutra comes from Maha Upanishad and also part of Bhagavad Gita. The technique is good. Suddenly the mind explodes and the space is there. Mind explodes and becomes the entire space. Within 3 months period, you can begin to feel this. So each technique that Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, in Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, Shiva explains to Devi or Shakti, is for expansion of your consciousness, to come out of your narrow boundaries. whatsoever whatsoever be your way of life, you are within the narrow boundaries. You are coming out of that. Your consciousness was limited. It is expanding, and it is the space that you live in a narrow space in the mind. So you are coming out of this, you are becoming consciousness. So within 3 months, your whole life will be different. But grow towards it, attain to this, reach to this state in steps. Because sometimes through the technique, people become crazy. So that's why I propose that this state, this technique should be followed in steps. The first step, feel that your legs have become, feet has become taller, 6 inches. So your height has increased, or you can say length is increased. Then your mind, head has become 6 inches larger. Then it would be easier, these 2 steps. Then feel that you have become the entire expanse of the room. You can touch the walls. This is to grow into the technique of imagination. So you have to go into this. There was a particular mystic, in Indian mystic in this century, Swami Ram Tirth. He used this technique, and many suspected that many of those who know suspect that because of this technique, Ramatirth committed suicide. For him, it was not a suicide, but others think because of this technique he committed suicide, but it was not suicide. Because for him, one who has known that the whole space has come within him, the whole space has come within, suicide is impossible. It cannot happen that. It cannot happen. No one is there to commit suicide when you have become the entire space. So your narrow individuality has vanished. You do not exist as a narrow individual which is guided by, which is conditioned by circumstances and situation. If this does not happen the way you want, or that does not happen that the way you want, there is frustration. Health is not being attained, sickness is not going, you have a breakdown with your spouse. So because of all these, it may be possible that life is no meaning, has no meaning, then you can commit suicide. But one who has expanded in the entire cosmos, attained to the cosmic form, which is, Krishna shows the Virat Roop, the cosmic form 3 times. One to his mother out of love, then out of anger to Duryodhan, and 3rd time to Arjun out of understanding, who after awakening wanted to see the cosmic form. So every awakened one attains to that state of cosmic form, that he is cosmos. He is not a narrow individual. He is not living within the narrow boundaries. He has expanded. So he started feeling that the whole universe is moving within him. So if you happen to look at the cosmic form that Krishna showed to Arjun, in that there is everything is coming from him, everything is going into him. This is what the concept, the understanding of God we have. Everything evolves out of God, and at the end of the creation dissolves back, vanishes back, dissolves back into that space. So that space of which the life is coming into the existence, the life is going. This is a continuous process, like incoming breath and outgoing breath. The breath is incoming into you for the life, and breath is outgoing out of you. But in that case, the cosmic form, it is different. Life is coming out of you as outgoing breath. Life is coming back into you as incoming breath. With incoming breath, you are breathing the entire cosmos, the entire space. And with breathing out, you are breathing out everything out of you. So before then, they started feeling that he had gone mad, because he started claiming that he was the entire universe. Everything was within him. In a way, if you look between the drop and the ocean, if you look at the chemical structure, does the drop of water, its chemical formula is not H2O, or if you take a drop from the ocean, will its chemical composition will change? Yes, the quality, the taste may be different, but as far as the chemical structure, the formula, it remains same, H2O. Water, whether it is a drop or it is ocean. So whether you are an individual, micro or macro, your quality does not change, you remain the same. So this is what happened to Ramatirtha. He felt that the entire cosmos was within him. If I put it that way, the ocean is absorbed in the drop. This is what the two stages are of Fana fuel Sheikh. The disciple dissolves in the ocean, which is the master, which is the Sheikh, Fana fuel Sheikh, and then Fana fuel Murid. The ocean dissolves into the water. So the moment the drop dissolves itself in the ocean, it becomes oceanic. So the moment your narrow individuality dissolves, disappears, it becomes cosmic. So Ramakrishna started feeling, he started living with that entire cosmos is within him. Then one day, he just jumped out of the mountain cliff into the river. Before jumping, he wrote a beautiful poem saying that I have become the universe. That poem is beautiful. I have become the universe. Now I feel this body is a burden and unnecessary, so I give it back to the existence. And people consider this as he committed suicide. But it is a beautiful poem. I have become the universe. I have become this universe. Now this body is a burden to me. When your mind has become cosmic, don't you think this mind has become like a burden to you? You do not operate through the mind. You operate through the consciousness. But the all Wi-Fi, all that the search happens through the screen, which is through the mind. So that's where probably that is how Ramakrishna was to end, to create an example that happened. Now no boundaries needed. I have become the unbounded Brahma, the ever-expanding consciousness. Someone with a psychiatric training will think that he had gone mad. When someone talks like that, it is considered that he has become mad and he will need to be checked by a psychiatrist. But he has attained to total freedom, an enlightened one. But to the ordinary mind, enlightenment is suicide. With such techniques, there is a danger. That is why I say, grow towards, move these techniques step by step, gradually, because you do not know anything is possible. So if you go into these steps, it would be easier. Sometimes you are not aware of your own potentiality. Sometimes you do not know how ready you are. So practicing this on your own sometimes becomes difficult. And something can happen. So it is significant and it is important to start this technique in steps. First, try your imagination with a small thing. That's why I said start with the small things and slowly and slowly change them. First, try your imagination with the small things. Just the body has become bigger or it has become smaller. This is an imagination, both situation. You can go through this technique in both ways. Either your body is expanding or his body is contracting. You are 5 feet 6 inches. Feel that you have become 4 feet, 3 feet, 2 feet, 1 foot, 1 feet, and you have become just a seed going back into from flower to the seed form. This is just a training so that you can feel whatsoever you want to feel. Right now, your feeling is connected to the outer world, but you cannot create your own realm of feelings. For that, this technique is very important. Either start expanding, sometimes it does happen, or some seekers have also pointed out they felt that they have become a fetus, gone back into the womb. Your inner mind, this is a training, just a training so that you can feel whatsoever you want to feel. Your mind is absolutely free to feel. Nothing can hinder it or stop it from feeling whatsoever you want to feel. There are circumstances and situations that happen in your life. You feel differently than the other. There is something happening around the world. Your feeling may differ than that of the other. You can grow and expand. You can become smaller. Suddenly you become aware. In that process, you will become aware of yourself that you are. As such as you are not aware of who you are. So this is the technique. So you are beginning to feel with the body. And if you can work well through this, you can come out of your body very easily. If you can grow and become small through your imagination, you are capable of coming out of your body. Because body was a fetus. Fetus was interaction between ovum and sperm. Then, so you are coming to that state, the beginning of the creation. You simply imagine that you are standing outside the body. That sometimes happens in the state of meditation. There is a silver lining between your physical body and your astral body. There is a silver lining connecting. At times during the state of meditation, the astral body comes out of the physical body. So there are people who have experienced this. The physical body is lying down on the ground, and the astral body is on a height, on a cliff, on a tree, wherever it is. And there is a silver lining connecting to that too. When that state happens, your life will not remain the same. Maybe you may not be aware. You need a presence that can make you aware. Otherwise, you will get mad that what is this happening to me? That I'm seeing that I am on the wall, sitting on the wall, but my body is lying on the ground. Or I am on the tree, but my body is lying on the ground. You may feel this is a psychiatric disability, and you will not be able to understand. That's why, said the master, is the psychology of the awakened is very important. He will understand these situations. You simply imagine that you are standing outside the body and you will stand, but not immediately. You have to go through small steps first. Then you will feel that you are at ease and you do not become scared of it. Otherwise, when for the first time this happens and you are not around any awakened one to explain to you that state, you may get crazy. But you had been lucky enough that you experienced this state. Someone has mentioned this to me. That person was lucky enough that person was being guided by in a mysterious way all through the life, from the time early beginning, from the time of the teens to the present day, until you discovered the presence of the awakened one around you. It was in a subtle form guiding you. You was not seeing it, but you are aware that an invisible current, invisible force is guiding me right through my life, through all that, and had helped me not to become insane or mad. So this is the grace, that invisible. So it is wrong to say that the existence takes care of you in myriad ways. Sometimes you do not know, and you come to know only when you are in the presence of a form. Then you know, yes, this form, in this form, the existence was nourishing and nurturing me and was taking care of me. So you have to proceed with this process in small steps. And when you feel that you are at ease and you do not become scared, then you can feel that you have filled the entire room. You have become a balloon that was not expanded. Slowly and slowly the balloon is expanding, and it is expanding to that extent that it has filled the entire room. Actually, you will feel the touch of the walls then. This is imagination. You will feel the touch of the walls, and then you will feel the whole house has become within you. The house is a space, the room is a space. So each space is absorbing within you, is being absorbed within you brilliantly. And then you go on. Then by and by, let the sky be felt in your head. Everything has to be within the head. Once you feel the sky in your head, absorbed there, the mind will completely disappear, because your mind will become a space, the entire space. It has no business to do there. For this technique, it is good to do with someone. To be a teacher, to be with a friend. Do not do it alone. There are certain cautions about this technique. Someone must be there to take care of you. You were guided mysteriously when something like that happened, when you saw the physical body lying away from you, and you were sitting on the cliff. In that situation, the touch of the opposite sex helps the astral body to come back into the physical body. The two become one again. But it happened to you mysteriously. If you look into when that state happened to you, there was a touch. And with that touch, the two bodies united once again. So existence takes care of those who are on the path in mysterious ways until it is like the egg is being, the bird lays an egg, she hatches it until it attains to maturity, and when it attains the maturity, the outer shell breaks open and it comes out hopping and moving on its own. Something like that happens. Existence hatches you until you have grown a certain amount. So that growth takes place in an egg form. Fetus continues to grow in mother's womb, being nourished and nurtured, or you can say hatched in a metaphorical way, until it attains the maturity that it breaks the shell, the outer shell where it is encompassed, and then another set of process of the growth begins. This is how a disciple, a seeker's growth happens. So you can say that you were not aware, you were told that you was being taken care of for its nourishment, for growth in mother's womb as a fetus, and you were not aware of it. You were told that this is how it happens. But in case of a seeker, it happens naturally in that same way. And the moment seeker realizes, comes out of that narrow shell, then realizes one day that I was being taken care of right through in my life, ever since I opened my eyes in a mysterious way. This is, do not do it alone. Someone must be there to take care of you, to watch you. This is a method that is considered to be a school method. When many people are working in a school, it becomes easy, less harmful, less dangerous, because sometimes when the sky explodes within you, for many days you may not become aware of your body. So in that sense you was lucky. This sense of the absence of the body, not feeling the body, did not last long with you. It did a few days. You may not come out. You may be so absorbed in the feeling because time disappears. You cannot feel how long the time has elapsed, how long you have remained in that state. The body lying down on the ground, and you are sitting on the cliff, on the wall, or on the tree. You are seeing the silver lining. And how long this happened, at that moment time becomes still. You do not know how long the time has happened. The body disappears. You cannot feel the body. You become the sky. Someone must be there to take care of you, to touch you. The moment the touch is there, with that touch, that connection is established once again. So with a master or with a group, this technique is less harmful, less dangerous, and with a group that knows what is possible, I would not suggest you to do it on your own, because, and then not with the meditation technique, meditation session, because that session is only for a short period of time. However, there are some who attain to that kind of intimacy. For them the presence will remains always. Even then it should not be practiced. It should be whenever you have an opportunity in the presence of the Master, then do this technique. It would be easier, because in such a state of mind you are suddenly awakened. And awakening, in a way, in the worlds of psychology, is a state of madness, because the time will be needed for your mind to come back. Just as first the body takes time to come back and unite with your light body or the astral body, so that your mind with which you live into the world, it has to come back to that space. That takes time. It suddenly, if suddenly brought back to the body, it will affect the nervous system. And the nervous system, because in that case, suddenly it can never happen, that can damage your nervous system. So in the process of transformation, it has to be, every step is very, very careful, and one has to be ready only in the presence of the awakened one. It is not made for that. It has to be trained. One has to go through this process. I explained this to you simply because an interest can be created in you, so that I need to go through this process. So first, you practice within the guidance, under the guidance in a certain way. Do not do it alone. You can do it in a group, but that too I will not suggest. With a few friends you can try, but if someone does not know, or anyone of that group does not know, then it can be dangerous. And even in the group, there has to be someone who is trained for that. And do it, it needs to be done in steps, not suddenly. Only this much for this morning. Until then, take care and do have a pleasant day.